What's up, wrestling fans? It's the Emerald Enthusiast, back with another action figure review. This time, I'll be looking at the Mattel WWE Basic Series 146 figure of the Tribal Chief himself, Roman Reigns. Let's have a look at the packaging. On the front, of course, it says Series 146 Roman Reigns. This is new articulation for the basic line in 2024. This is a card and bubble design. On the back, we see headshots of the other wrestlers who have figures in this wave, as well as the Tribal Chief himself, Roman Reigns, and it designates his signature move as the Spear. This figure comes with no accessories, and it is clearly visible through the plastic bubble. And now let's bust open this package and see what's inside. And here we see the biggest star in pro wrestling today, free of the package and ready to rumble. This is certainly a solid release for the MSRP. I only have minor criticisms of this figure. So let's take a closer look at the loose details now. Let's start with a look at the lower body. And this is all one color, but there is still plenty of sculpting detail to appreciate here. As you can see, there is swiveling at the tops of the boots. You can see pockets sculpted in on the pants and plenty of wrinkles that are also sculpted in, and I really appreciate those details. This looks very realistic. You can see the belt sculpted at the top of the pants. This is some fine detail work by Mattel. Here's a look at the torso, and of course with the basics, there is no torso joint, it's all one piece. The body mold seems a little on the small side here, and that's especially evident when you look at the figure from the back. Roman is a really big guy, and there doesn't seem to be enough sculpting on the back either to represent accurately the definition. However, we do have some solid work here on the tattooing. Although looking at it closely, I do think that the coloring is a little duller than it should be. Here's a close-up of the arms, and from some recent matches and some pictures that I looked at before this review, I think that the tattooing is accurate. However, there is this weird gap, and of course, that is the joint for the shoulder. It's not such an issue on this side because this actually reflects the lines of his tattoo. I like how vibrant the glove looks. The red really stands out here, and I certainly appreciate that. I really appreciate the rotation on the elbow and the wrist because that gives you posing options, and I'll talk more about articulation in just a moment. We get this black wrap on the opposite forearm, and that is a separate piece. I really like the veins that are sculpted into the hand. Here's a look at the musculature on the arm, and overall I think that's accurate. The triceps looks a little weird, but I don't have many complaints about the arms. Here's a close-up of the head sculpt, and I think that it's adequate, but it's certainly not perfect. And I've said this on other reviews of Roman Reigns figures from Mattel. I think that the company gets a decent likeness, but if you look at the figure straight on, the likeness isn't as accurate as when the figure is viewed in profile. I do like how pliable the hair is. That gives you options when turning the head, so I certainly appreciate that. The hairline looks plastic, so there could have been some improvement there, but the back of the head is a different story. There's some excellent sculpting here, and the paintwork is magnificent. This really does look like wet hair. I think it's fair to say that the head sculpt is a mixed bag. In terms of articulation, the feet do not move at the ankles. However, there is swiveling at the tops of the boots. The knees are extremely tight on this figure. I don't know if this is something that is a QC issue with my figure or if all basics are like this, but the knees are very difficult to bend. The figure does kick forward this far, so I appreciate that. That's a good amount of articulation. You can get the figure to step back, and I certainly appreciate that. And the hip joints allow the legs to spread this far, so that is certainly admirable for a basic figure. The figure has waist rotation, as you can see demonstrated here, but that is the extent of the articulation in the torso. Once again, there's rotation at the wrists and the elbow. You can only get the elbow to bend this far, and then it stops, so that's a little disappointing. However, I am impressed with the shoulders, and you can see their range of motion here. That is impressive. You can rotate them back and get Roman in the big power pose. You can do a 360 with both arms at the shoulder joint, so that is impressive. The head moves easily from side to side. There's not a lot of up and down movement, so that could have been improved. And there's only a minor amount of tilting. So for a basic figure, I think this is decent articulation. For a comparison, here is the figure next to an Elite Roman Reigns as well as an Ultimate Roman Reigns. And if you're just looking for a toy, obviously the basic is the way to go. If you want something more collector-centric, I would definitely recommend the Ultimate. If you would like more information on the Elite or the Ultimate figure, I did a comparison review that I posted here on YouTube. I'll make sure to put a link in the description. Or you can check out my WWE playlist for lots of pro wrestling figure reviews. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this review. And please, tell all of your friends about this channel. I would certainly appreciate it. And I'll be back with more pro wrestling content soon. But until we meet again, this has been the Emerald Enthusiast, and thanks for watching.